Reign Supreme, the podcast.
Because it's a journey to reign supreme. Let's talk about it.
Well, hello, future visionaries. Welcome to an enchanting episode of Reign Supreme, the podcast. And today, we plan to ignite and reignite the embers of your imagination. I'm your host, Journey Rain, and we're about to embark on a journey that will leave you awestruck, motivated, and inspired to see what your imagination can produce once you focus. This episode will be interactive and it will be imaginative. During this immersive experience, we will guide you through the ethereal landscapes of your dreams, unlocking the power of your visionary potential, because remember, everything has to begin with the right vision. So stay with us as we explore the limitless potential that lie within your mind and heart and discover how to harness this creative force to manifest the best version of you possible. Join us as we unveil the secrets of your mind's boundless power and learn to overcome hidden blockages that keep it locked away. This is Reign Supreme, the podcast with Journey Rain. Welcome to a world where you reign supreme, because it's a journey to reign supreme. Let's talk about it. Imagine, if you will, your mind as a treasure trove and your imagination as the key to unlock its infinite potential. Our first step on this magical odyssey is understanding the significance of unlocking your imagination. It's not just a key. It's the master key that opens every door in the universe. The power of imagination knows no bounds. It's the catalyst that turns ordinary minds into extraordinary creators. It's not just child's play. Your imagination is the true magic that turns the mundane into the magnificent. It's the realm where innovation, progress, and transformation are born. It's the engine of human progress, the catalyst for change, and the spark that fuels your dreams. In the imaginative world, solutions to the greatest problems of the world are conceived. It's where bridges are built, diseases are cured, and social progress is made. Without imagination, we would be stagnant. It's what separates us from all other species on this planet. The ability to dream beyond what is and strive for what could be. The importance of your imagination really cannot be overstated. It's the cornerstone of progress, the foundation of your dreams, and the vessel of your deepest desires. So today, instead of thinking our way out of our situations, we are going to imagine our way into better ones that we can manifest and make a reality. I know we were always taught, use your brain and think. Well, I'm going to take you into another realm and tell you to use your brain and imagine. So there's a difference between thinkers and imaginers, right? Thinkers primarily engage on a logical and analytical type thinking. They focus on processing and organizing information, often relying on facts or data and even established knowledge. They tend to be more methodical and rational in their approach, while imaginers, on the other hand, they rely on creative thinking. They often use their intuition, emotions, and visualizations to explore new ideas. They are often bound less by conventional thinking and more inclined to dream and speculate. Thinkers excel in solving problems that require structured analysis and logical reasoning. They are skilled at breaking down complex issues into manageable components and finding systematic solutions, while imaginers imaginers thrive in situations where unconventional and innovative solutions are needed. They are more likely to come up with creative, out of the box ideas and unconventional approaches to solving problems. To summarize it, thinkers take the information provided and use it to create a link connecting it all. Imaginers create the missing link, make everything connect effortlessly in order to solve the problem. And whether you are a thinker or an imaginer, what do you think would happen if you learned to combine the two? A creative mind with the ability to effectively think and process thought. Unstoppable. What you have to understand is people are builders, they're creators, they're innovators. When individuals find the creative spark that ignites that passion on the inside, they will begin to envision greater. They begin to believe in greater, and they will chase greater until they attain greater. Let me make that personal for you. When you find the creative spark that ignites that passion on the inside, you will begin to envision greater. You will begin to believe in greater, and you will chase greater until you attain greater. But it all starts with your imagination. Do you remember being told use your imagination when you were a child? Did you ever wonder why? Well, because children are unbiased unless you parade biases in front of them. Children are like sponges. They absorb effortlessly what they are surrounded by. As they get older, they will exhibit traits of what they absorbed. Maybe it wasn't you, it was the TV or the radio or even the school environment sometime. They will absorb it and they will regurgitate it. If you have a child that curses a lot, right? They've been in an environment where the language was tolerated and not corrected in front of children. That is for a different episode, though. But it was during your childhood that you learned to dream, or should have, because unfortunately, a lot of adults didn't have a pleasant childhood that even allowed them to be children. So, talking about things like the imagination is a sore spot for them. But, love, it's never too late to learn to dream big and envision greater. It's never too late to learn to imagine greater so you can reach for greater and attain greater. It's never too late. Now, I want you to do me a favor. Close your eyes and think of your favorite childhood cartoon. The first cartoon that comes to your mind. What was that cartoon? Why do you think that particular cartoon came to mind? Let me give you a few examples of my favorite cartoons and why. So one of my favorite cartoons was Muppet Babies, because the Muppet Babies were these talking baby animals plus a gonzo, a character named Animal, and a Skeeter, whatever they were, who lived in an orphanage and used their time every day to pretend they were somewhere else. You had to use your imagination. How many of you imagined along with them if you watched Muppet Babies? I know I did. Got in trouble a few times destroying the house doing it. But our childhoods was filled with shows that required you to use your imagination and pretend. Even shows like Reading Rainbow that took us to realms unknown through books and stories. Do you remember when we used to read? I mean, it was like 1 minute we were having school fairs and book fairs and science fairs, and the next minute the world was different. All I'm saying is the world wasn't like this when we were watching Reading Rainbow in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But now that I'm older, one of my favorite genres is fantasy. I love Avatar and seeing the blue people and the glowing landscapes. The thought of another world I can immerse myself into that I don't see every day, like a Calgon take me away moment. Do you remember that commercial? What if I took that passion for imagining and being somewhere else and brought it into my everyday? What if I used that same imagination and focused it on imagining and creating the me that I want to be? You see, your mind is a creator. It will create a picture with or without you. Why do you think you have thoughts you didn't ask for? Fears you didn't create? Because when you don't create a narrative for yourself, your mind will create one for you and force you to live in it. So someone said, how? I'm glad you asked. For today, let's focus on visualizing. We're going to visualize our greatest self. Because remember, being gifted and having a talent is only step one. Because your gifts and talents is what gets you through the door, but it will take your character to keep you there. That's why you see so many celebrities rising and falling. Because when the door was opened and their lives were put in the spotlight, it revealed their true character. So we're going to focus on visualizing and creating the best version of you so you can have 99 problems, but your character isn't one. So picture this. What if you really believe that thoughts had the power to shape your reality? That your imagination isn't just a mental exercise, it's the wellspring of your creativity. It's where you craft visions of a better world or a better life. It's a canvas where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, where you can invent, explore, and transform. What if you really believed it? What if you started to see your mind as your greatest ally? Your imagination is not a mere daydream. It's the key to the kingdom of possibilities where the extraordinary is the norm. Imagination is the bridge between the known and the uncharted. But how do you cross this bridge? The answer lies in the art of mastering your imagination, right? One of the hows is visualization. Visualization is a mystical journey into your mind. It's like opening a portal to the future. So we're going to tap into that portal, right? Think of your dreams, and then I want you to close your eyes and envision your dreams as vividly as if they were real. Embrace the emotions, visualize the colors, and breathe life into your desires without fear, without question, just pure confidence. You don't have to be confident. You just have to see yourself as confident. With visualization, your mind becomes the canvas and you the artist. So let's talk about what visualization does. Visualization provides clarity about your goals and aspirations. It helps you define what your greatest self looks like in specific terms. So whether it's related to your career, relationships, health, or personal development, by vividly imagining your ideal self, you create a mental image that can serve as a powerful motivator. When you can see, feel, and experience your future achievements, you are more likely to be inspired to work towards them. Visualization also enhances self-confidence. When you repeatedly visualize yourself as succeeding, your subconscious mind starts to believe in your capabilities. This increased self belief can positively influence your actions and decisions. So, with creating the best version of yourself possible, here's some things that you want to do. Number one, you want to create a mental movie. Close your eyes and create a vivid mental movie of your ideal self. Imagine yourself in specific situations. Imagine yourself achieving your goals and experiencing emotions associated with your success. Engage all of your senses to make the visualization more realistic. Imagine everything about your greater self and be specific. What are you driving? Where do you live? Where are you working? How do you dress? What is your posture like? What things do you do on a day-to-day basis? Create a mental movie where you, the you desire to be, is the star of the show. Engage all of your senses. What smells do you smell? How does the food taste? What kind of food is it? How do the clothing feel against your skin? And then use positive affirmations. Accompany your visualization with positive affirmations. Repeat empowering statements related to your goals. For example, if your goal is to become more confident, use affirmations like, I am fearless in the face of adversity. I am stronger than any fear. This can reinforce your visualization. Visualize yourself standing in the face of adversity without fear, assured and pure confidence. And continue to visualize it until you become it. Another thing you can do is use a vision board. Create a vision board by gathering images and quotes and symbols that represent your goals. Place it somewhere visible, like your bedroom or even your workspace. And this can be a visual representation of your goals that you can look at daily to give you personal aspiration. For me, I used music and visualization. Very transparent moment, right? Because many times it's hard for us to identify with people because we don't feel like they connect with our story. So, true story. This time last year, I struggled heavily with depression. I was in a very dark place. I mean, I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, borderline suicidal. I didn't have any resources to get help because I didn't have insurance, and I'd lost my job, so I didn't have finances. It was the first time in my life that I realized what a thing called depression was. So one day, I was listening to this song. It was You Got It by Vito, and this song spoke to me. He was telling me, you got it. Is it worth it? Cut him off and go find your purpose. Get your glow, girl. Don't let nobody tell you it's over. And I was listening to this song and it began speaking directly to me. But I saw myself speaking to me. So somehow the song became personal. And instead of thinking of a man, I thought about my battle and changed every reference from a man to depression. So I was encouraging myself to choose me over depression and encouraging myself that I got it. I didn't have anyone there to push me or really uplift me or understand what I was struggling with because those around me really didn't understand the place that I was in. Everyone was so used to me being in charge and strong, so it was hard to process this vulnerable moment I was in. So every morning when I was in the shower, I would play this song. Every night in the shower, I would play this song. And I would just cry and cry and cry because I wanted to believe I had it. But something happened one day while I was singing this song in the shower. I got so much confidence. I felt so empowered. And I sang this song with so much vigor and assurance. And I could see myself as the individual I was singing about. That's why you have to engage your senses, because the visual has to become a part of you. Seeing the you that you want to be has to be a natural phenomenon. It's the embodiment of see it until you see it. You have to see it so you can be it. Set goals until you become it. Let's say the illuminated version of you is 180 pounds, but you are currently 220. What can you start doing now to become her? Work out, walk, yoga, swim. What can you start doing now? Her hair is a certain way and length. What can you do to achieve that look? What do you need to put in your hair or stop putting in your hair? She dresses a certain way. And I say she because I'm a female and I identify as such. So for you, just use your name. How does the greatest version of Jessica wear her hair? Or the greatest version of Paul? If it's dress or attire, begin changing your wardrobe to match that of what you visualize. So we're going to do a little exercise so that you can begin implementing this technique in your life. And when you do, I promise it will make a world of a difference. Number one, because it's going to give your mind a break from the low vibrations of day to day. And number two, because it's going to give it something to focus on that it's good at. Creating a vivid picture, but you will control it. Now, you should always do this with some calming, relaxing music, preferably with no words so there are no distractions. But what I want you to do is get in a comfortable position. Lay back, close your eyes. Now imagine your imagination as a vast, unexplored landscape that you create as you go. Imagine you have a wand in your hand and you are the artist and you are painting the picture. Now I want you to take that wand and paint the landscape. Whatever you want it to be. What colors do you see? Do you see water, trees, mountains? Picture the sun shining brightly as you paint, and feel the warmth of the sun's rays caressing your skin. Each caress brings you so much peace. Now begin allowing yourself to dream without constraints. Don't hold back. Picture the life you desire, the places you want to visit, the adventures you crave, the you want to be. Feel the emotions. Taste the experiences. Let your mind roam freely. This is the first turn of the key, the initial step toward unlocking your imagination. After you've gotten that vivid picture, then I want you to write out your plan, your vision, and make it plain so you can daily look at it and run toward it. If you never visualize who you want to be, you'll never have anything focused to reach toward. So once you see it, write it out so you can daily chase it and see how the world will begin to open up to you. On a final note, think of the magical story of Leonardo da Vinci, one of history's most brilliant artists. His imagination transcended the boundaries of his time. Today, he remains best known for two of his paintings, the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. What many didn't know is that he was largely self-educated, and he filled dozens of secret notebooks with inventions, observations, and theories about pursuits from aeronautics to human anatomy. His combination of intellect and imagination allowed him to create, at least on paper, such inventions as the bicycle, the helicopter, and an airplane based on physiology and a flying ability of a bat. He designed flying machines, dissected human bodies, and painted masterpieces that still enchant us today. Da Vinci's imagination was the cornerstone of his genius, and it's why his legacy endures. Imagine what your legacy will be once you dare to start dreaming. This has been episode 4 of Reign Supreme, the podcast with Journey Rain. If you're really ready to kick your learning, your illumination, your transformation up a notch, check out the course Mindscape, Conquering the Battlefield of the Mind, linked in the main podcast description. If you enjoyed this episode, then tune in next week at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for episode 5 as we discuss the Heartbreak Hotel and the thoughts that get us trapped there. Thank you for tuning in with me, and I hope you're ready to put those imaginations to work. This has been Reign Supreme, the podcast with Journey Rain, because it's a journey to reign supreme. See you next week.